what does your cat really do when you're not home? We leave them with a kiss on the head, a bowl of food, and the assumption that they'll simply nap until we return. But is that the full picture? The truth is, the silent world you leave behind for your feline companion is filled with potential pitfalls and emotional currents we rarely consider. And understanding them might not just surprise you, it might change the way you say goodbye forever. Leaving our cats alone is an unavoidable part of modern life. We have jobs, errands, and lives that pull us out the door, but our love and responsibility for these enigmatic creatures don't stop when we lock the door behind us. We assume we've done enough, but sometimes our best intentions can lead to neglect, anxiety, or even danger. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the 9 most critical mistakes people make when leaving their cats alone. This isn't about guilt. It's about empowerment. It's about turning your home from a place of silent waiting into a true sanctuary for your cat, even when you're not there. 1. The feast or famine fallacy. Let's start with the most common act of love we perform before leaving, filling the food bowl. Many owners, with the best of intentions, will leave a mountain of kibble, thinking more is better. They can graze all day. This is what I call the feast or famine fallacy. You're trying to provide a feast, but you might be setting the stage for a famine of health. Cats, by their very nature, are not typically grazers. Their wild ancestors ate multiple small meals throughout the day, not one giant buffet. Leaving a large open bowl of food can lead to overeating and obesity, which is a gateway to serious health problems like diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease. For some cats, the opposite is true. The stress of your absence might cause them to eat everything at once out of anxiety, leading to vomiting and digestive distress. Then they're left with nothing for the rest of the day. The solution isn't just about quantity, it's about strategy. Instead of a single large bowl, consider using puzzle feeders. These ingenious devices force your cat to work for their food, mimicking their natural hunting instincts. It engages their mind, slows down their eating, and portions out their meals over time. Another excellent option is an automatic pet feeder. You can program it to dispense small, precise portions at specific times throughout the day, ensuring your cat gets the right amount of food on a schedule that supports their metabolism and emotional well-being. It provides consistency, a cornerstone of a cat's sense of security. 2. The dehydration danger zone. Just as crucial as food is water, yet it's an area where neglect can silently and quickly become dangerous. We leave out a bowl of water, assuming it's enough, but a single stagnant bowl of water is highly unappealing to a cat. In the wild, still water is a breeding ground for bacteria, and cats have an instinctual aversion to it. A day-old bowl of water can accumulate dust, fur, and other debris, making it taste stale. Your cat might choose to drink far less than they need or avoid it altogether, putting them on a fast track to dehydration. Chronic dehydration, even at a low level, can lead to urinary tract infections, bladder stones, and kidney disease, one of the most common and devastating illnesses in older cats. So how do you tempt a picky drinker? The answer is movement. A cat water fountain is one of the best investments you can make for your pet's health. The flowing, filtered water is more attractive, stays cleaner, and encourages them to drink more frequently. The sound of trickling water taps into their primal instincts, signaling that the water is fresh and safe. If a fountain isn't an option, try leaving multiple bowls of fresh water in different locations throughout the house. This gives them options and increases the likelihood that they'll stay properly hydrated while you're gone. 3. The uninviting restroom.
This is a topic many owners overlook, but it's one of the biggest sources of stress for a solitary cat, the litter box. Imagine being forced to use a dirty, unpleasant restroom for hours on end with no alternative. It's not just uncomfortable, it's a recipe for anxiety and behavioral problems. A single, soiled litter box can cause a cat immense stress. They are meticulously clean animals, and being forced to step into a dirty box or hold it in is distressing. This distress can manifest in ways that frustrate owners, but are actually desperate cries for help. Your cat might start urinating or defecating outside the box, on your carpet, your bed, or your laundry. This isn't an act of spite. It's a sign that their most basic need for a clean environment isn't being met. The golden rule for litter boxes is this: 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. If you're leaving for an extended period, like a full work day, ensuring there is at least 1 perfectly clean litter box available is non-negotiable. If you have 1 cat, providing 2 clean boxes before you leave gives them a choice. It ensures that if one gets soiled, they have a clean, safe alternative. This simple act respects their instinctual need for cleanliness and can prevent a world of stress for both you and your beloved pet. It's a fundamental part of responsible cat ownership that pays dividends in their happiness and your peace of mind. 4. The boredom black hole. We've covered the body, but what about the mind? A cat left alone in the sterile, unchanging environment for hours on end is a cat slipping into a black hole of boredom. And a bored cat is an unhappy and often a destructive cat. We see them as masters of sleep, but their minds are sharp, agile, and built for the hunt. When we strip away all forms of stimulation, we are denying a core part of their identity. This understimulation is a leading cause of problem behaviors. The scratching on your new sofa, that's your cat trying to expend pent-up energy and mark their territory in a world that offers no other outlet. The knocking things off shelves, it's a desperate attempt to create interaction and stimulation in a silent home. It's not malicious. It's a mind starved for engagement. This boredom can also lead to over-grooming, anxiety, and even depression in cats. The solution is to enrich their environment. You need to curate a space that engages their senses even when you're not there. Simple things can make a huge difference. A bird feeder outside a window can provide hours of cat TV. Leaving out a variety of toys, but not the same ones every day, can spark their interest. Rotate toys to keep them novel and exciting. Puzzle toys, as mentioned for feeding, are also fantastic for mental stimulation. And here's a tip that costs nothing. Leave a paper bag or a cardboard box on the floor, handles removed, of course. The exploratory joy a simple box can bring is one of cat ownership's great, simple pleasures. Your home should be their playground, not their prison. 5. The Hazard Minefield. When you're home, you're the designated safety officer. You stop your cat from chewing on a loose wire or playing with a plastic bag. But when you leave, the house transforms. Everyday objects can become unexpected dangers. Leaving your cat alone without first cat-proofing the environment is like asking them to walk through a minefield blindfolded. Think like a curious cat for a moment. What's dangling? What's chewable? What's climbable? Electrical cords are a huge one. A bored cat might see a dangling phone charger as a fun new toy with potentially tragic results. Small objects like rubber bands, hair ties, and paper clips can be easily swallowed, leading to intestinal blockages that require emergency surgery. And what about the plants in your home? Many common houseplants like lilies, tulips, and daffodils are highly toxic to cats and can cause kidney failure or death if ingested. Before you walk out the door, do a safety sweep. Tuck away all loose cords, secured blinds, and curtain pulls that could become strangulation hazards. Put away any small objects they could swallow. Check the ASPCA's list of toxic plants and ensure any you have are well out of reach or removed from the home entirely. It only takes a few minutes, but this routine can be the difference between a safe day and a devastating emergency. You are their protector, and that job doesn't end when you leave the house.
6. The Goldilocks Dilemma. We set the thermostat for our own comfort, but we often forget that our cats can't adjust it when we're gone. Leaving your cat in a house that's too hot or too cold isn't just uncomfortable for them, it can be dangerous. This is the Goldilocks Dilemma. The temperature needs to be just right. Cats are better at handling heat than we are, but they still have their limits. On a hot summer day, a stuffy, unair-conditioned house can quickly lead to heat stroke, especially for long-haired breeds, kittens, or elderly cats. Signs of heat stroke include frantic panting, drooling, and lethargy. Conversely, in the winter, turning the heat completely off to save money can leave your cat shivering and struggling to maintain their body temperature, which can weaken their immune system. The key is to maintain a moderate, stable temperature. In the summer, leave the air conditioning on a reasonable setting, or at the very least, ensure there is good ventilation and access to a cool, tiled floor in a bathroom or kitchen where they can lie down. Always make sure they have plenty of fresh water. In the winter, don't turn the heat completely off. Set it to a lower, but still comfortable temperature. Providing a cozy bed, a warm blanket, or a self-heating cat mat can also give them a warm place to retreat. Your cat's comfort and safety are worth much more than a few dollars saved on a utility bill.
7. The ghosting goodbye. This one is about emotional intelligence, both ours and our cats. Many people believe the best way to leave is to just disappear without a fuss, to ghost their cat. They think a big emotional goodbye will create anxiety. While a frantic, dramatic departure can indeed cause stress, disappearing without any signal at all can be just as damaging. Cats are creatures of habit and ritual. They thrive on predictability. When you vanish without a word, it can be jarring and confusing for them. They don't understand the concept of you having a job to go to. They only know that their central source of safety and comfort has suddenly vanished. This can lead to separation anxiety, where the cat becomes distressed every time you're out of sight, unsure if or when you will return. The solution is to create a calm, predictable leaving ritual. It shouldn't be over the top, but it should be consistent. It could be as simple as saying, "I'll be back soon," in a calm voice, giving them a special treat that they only get when you leave, or a gentle pat on the head. This ritual becomes a signal. It communicates to your cat, "I am leaving, but this is normal, and I will return." It reframes the departure from an act of abandonment to a predictable part of their day. Over time, this small, gentle routine can dramatically reduce their anxiety and strengthen the bond of trust between you. 8. The ticking clock of loneliness. There is a pervasive myth that cats are solitary, independent creatures who don't care if we're around. This could not be further from the truth. While they may not show it with the same slobbery enthusiasm as dogs, cats form deep, profound bonds with their people. Leaving them alone for too long isn't just a matter of logistics, it's an emotional marathon for them. But how long is too long? Most experts agree that a healthy adult cat could be left alone for a standard 8 to 10 hour workday without issue, provided all their needs are met. However, leaving a cat alone for more than 24 hours is highly discouraged. Beyond that point, you're not just risking their physical well-being. What if they get sick or the automatic feeder malfunctions? You're entering a territory of significant emotional neglect. For kittens under 6 months who need frequent feeding and socialization, even a full workday is too long. Loneliness in cats can manifest as depression, lethargy, loss of appetite, and destructive behavior. They are social animals, even if their social needs are different from ours. If you need to be away for more than a day, you must arrange for a pet sitter to visit at least once, preferably twice a day. This isn't just for food and water, it's for interaction, for play, and for a comforting presence to break up the long, silent hours.
It's a reassurance that they have not been forgotten. Pushing the limits of their solitude is a gamble with their emotional health.
9. Flying blind, ignoring your cat's secret life. The final mistake is perhaps the most modern one, the failure to use the tools at our disposal. In the past, what our cats did when we were gone was a complete mystery. We were flying blind, hoping for the best. Today, we have the technology to see into their secret lives, and ignoring it is a missed opportunity to ensure their safety and understand them better. A simple pet camera can be an invaluable tool. It's not about spying, it's about supervising. With a quick check on your phone, you can see if your cat is okay. Are they sleeping peacefully? Are they playing? Or are they showing signs of distress, like pacing, excessive meowing, or trying to escape? Catching these behaviors can help you identify and address separation anxiety before it becomes a major problem. A camera can also be a lifesaver. You can spot a potential hazard you missed during your safety sweep. You can see if your cat has knocked over their water bowl or if they seem lethargic or unwell. Some cameras even have two-way audio, allowing you to speak to your cat in a calm, reassuring voice, which can provide immense comfort to an anxious pet. Using this technology isn't about a lack of trust. It's an extension of your care. It's about being a responsible guardian in the 21st century, using every tool available to ensure the well-being of the animal you love. So what does your cat really do when you're not home? They wait, they explore, they feel, they rely on the world you've built for them. By avoiding these 9 common mistakes, you transform that world. You replace the risk of feast or famine with consistent nourishment. You turn a stale water bowl into a life-giving fountain. You create an environment that is safe, stimulating, and emotionally secure. Leaving them will never be easy, but it can be done with wisdom, compassion, and care. It begins with seeing the world through their eyes and honoring the silent contract we make when we invite them into our lives, to be their protector, their provider, and their family, especially when we are out of sight.